about 12 years old, and I was living in Los Angeles, and my dad was coming over for a trip, and I'm telling everybody, oh, George is coming, we're all going to kick around. All the dads are really excited, and my dad kind of just showed up, a bit worse for wear, and in a shell suit with a long beard, and everyone's going, is that the hero? But you think to yourself, you're glad he came, but it's just the effects that being alcohol dependent had on him. That for me, every story I have to tell about my dad, unfortunately, has the highlights of going for a kickabout, but the lowlights of the kickabout was set up for a bit of cash. You know?
Exactly, and that's really tough to deal with. Of course it is, but like I said, it shines through here that you love him and you love him still. Of
course, no doubt about it.
You know, I mean, you really do.
I'm his #1 fan, and it's funny because before I come on to a situation like this, there in the press recently, in the Irish press, it was saying that I was betraying my dad, and that really struck a chord with me because I love my dad more than anybody out there. And this isn't taken away from anything that George Best was footballing, because he's a hero to many and he's a hero to me as well. But this is a journey of a father and a son that had alcohol dependency throughout their whole relationship. That's what my story is about, and this is now me being able to talk about it for the first time. And more than anything, Lorraine, me doing this book was to get messages out there to other kids or other family members of alcohol dependence to say, if I can help put a problem to a face and I can support you through it by reading this book, then I'm happy to do that.
No, very much so, because I know that that's what you wanted to do, because sadly there are an awful lot of kids going through what you've gone through.
Yeah,
you know, they really have. It just wasn't as high profile, I guess. Yeah. And a lot of people would think that, oh, you know, you were born into this sort of very rich, lavish lifestyle, and of course you weren't. There was no money.
There was none. And,
none at all. You got the name.
Yeah, and I'm proud of that.
And you are
and it's
proud
funny
of that,
because recently I had a situation on Big Brother to change the tone.
Yeah.
Someone tried to give me grief, and I said, listen, my name and my legacy I'm so proud of, and I will run with that for years. But the thing is that unfortunately our relationship the whole time was tainted with alcohol dependency, and the book is about that because, like you said, the title is pretty much what the book is told.
Second best.
Yeah.
Second best. It's interesting that you talk about that and what happened in Big Brother, because I think you now seem to be, talking to you, it seems to be that your life is really good.
It is.
But you have had to go through an awful lot of pain, actually, and you've behaved stupidly and you've done daft things.
Without a doubt.
And do you think that that's partly because of the relationship you had with your dad?
Well, I'll always hold my hand up and say, this isn't about a woe-me situation.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, exactly. But I suppose I totally made mistakes, but my biggest mistakes, I suppose, were made when I lost my dad, you know? And it's crazy, because I looked at this cycle recently when I was making this book, and I thought to myself, you know, when my dad got his massive fame, right? His mom didn't know how to deal with those pressures, so she started drinking. Unfortunately, she became alcohol dependent and passed away. When she passed, my dad became alcohol dependent. He passed away. When he passed away, I then chased that bottle, drank more than I ever should have because I wanted to dull the pain of losing my dad. But luckily, with the help of my mom and making a documentary,